have some questions. Last meeting, there was some conversation, with Supervisor Evans was there. She was very verbal about the municipal separate storm sewer system. Okay, from the last meeting, there was an outcry of changing our process, which my understanding it was to replace some sedimentary bags and 6 or 8 inlets, okay? My question is, does inspecting, replacing, if necessary, sufficient to satisfy the MS4 plan by changing sedimentary bags at 6 to 8 locations? Or are there other activities involved that we are, some other classification reduces or completes our obligation? Anybody can tell me that?
TJ?
Yeah, sure. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, I think TJ has, some of his report today is about alternate and additions to the MS4.
Yeah, it's on the agenda for discussion under discussion.
My point is this, if we're changing bags in 6 or 8 locations, that today meets the requirements of this MS4.
So to answer your question, the pollution reduction plan was approved in 2019.
Correct.
So that gives Union Township 5 years, a 5-year period of time to install all of the pollution reduction plan, best management practices, BMPs, the inlet filter bags that you're referencing. They have a 5-year window to install those inlet filter bags and get them functioning and prove to PADEP that we're removing sediment and nutrients from our streams in compliance with our permit requirements.
How many bags would that encompass?
The previous engineer proposed 9 inlet filter bags. 5 were to be installed in the Boyka plan, 1 on Cardocks Road, 1 in El Rama, and 2 others in the Peters Creek drainage basin.
So changing those 9 bags, I've seen there's some analysis has to be done by some certified lab as far as contents, weights, and all that type of thing.
There's a DEP process
Yeah.
for tracking sediment removal, yes.
Yeah, I read the act a couple different times. There's a lot of verbiage in it. I'll
There's a
tell
lot,
you that one.
and a lot of acronyms.
Yeah, and I'm actually catching on to those MCMs and BMPs and all that
MCMs,
other
yeah.
stuff. But simply by changing these 9 bags, that we comply with the standard?
Well, there's a process to amend your approved pollution reduction plan.
Do you have to?
Do you have to?
You have to grow, that much I can say.
So-
Grow every year.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're not obligated to change your pollution reduction plan. To be frank with the supervisors and the board, and it's in our report here, we've been tracking the effectiveness of the filter bags through the first 6 weeks since they put in. It looks like in the Piney Fork receiving area, the watershed for Piney Fork, it looks like the filter bag is doing a good job. Looks like it may be sufficient. But frankly, in Peters Creek and the unnamed tributaries to the Monongahela River, we're nowhere near achieving the sediment removal that we need to with the remaining filter bags.
Is there a standard that we're supposed to achieve?
Yeah, there's a minimum amount of pounds of sediment and nutrients that need to be removed. To be specific with you, in Peters Creek, we've removed 0.22% of our annual requirement in 6 weeks.
Not much.
And we're less than 0.05% in the Mon. So we're struggling in those 2 areas.
Is that due to bad bag placement? Or some other reason?
I'm sure there's many factors to that. I think just speaking candidly,
Yeah.
for our board, I think that the original proposal was probably insufficient. This type of, to give you an example, in the Monongahela River, we need to remove almost a ton and a half of sediment. And we're proposing to do that with 1 inlet filter bag, which is, there's no way that will ever happen.
It's asinine even to the concept.
It's,
So you're saying that plan that was accepted by the township?
yes, the
Inadequate
plan was
to do.
accepted by the township and approved by DEP. However, we've since started to implement that plan, and it's becoming very evident that in 2 of our 3 watersheds, we are insufficient.
So the DEP requirement is your plan may have been accepted at this date and time, but it's not sufficed to do what their standards are.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. When is the annual public meeting that's required by this MS4?
We've had many.
Have you?
Yeah, we had one in, there were 2 in June,
Are they
one in May.
published?
We had,
They're supposed to be
MS4.
open to the public and an opportunity for the public to respond and provide input.
you're right, yes. They were on the agenda, and discussed as part of our engineer's report, yes.
Okay.
I have a question. So we have a, MS4 book.
Mhm.
And if he is interested, is it okay if the resident comes and reads the, we do have a binder for the MS4, so if you are interested.
Do you have
we
to
can
put
make
one of
arrangements.
those right to know requests to
No,
look
you
at?
just come during normal business hours, just give us a day's notice in case someone else might be here, you know, but then we
I
can
can
put it
make
in
an
this
appointment
room.
with, the receptionist?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, then you can read it in here. Since
that's
you're-
fine. I have one final question, if I
Sure.
may.
Sure.
I'm gonna assume that the engineer is doing the paperwork, the documentation, the inspections. Is that incorrect in that statement?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. How much does that cost us?
Our office is in the process of preparing the annual report for this year, which is due September 30th.
Right, okay.
Pricey.
But
It's a pricey.
It's not inexpensive, no.
It's not
it's
an
an-
expensive.
Well,
not
but
an
if you read the regulations, you could probably put 2 people, man force on that thing and spend the whole year doing it.
Yes,
You know, it's that
Yeah.
involved.
Yes, that's
staggering
correct.
how much.
Okay, thank you very much.
It's, yeah.
All right, the final person